Good morning. I hope everybody's going very well today. It's New Year's Day here, which is fantastic. I've got the day off work, so I'm definitely thankful for that. I hope all of you guys are going really well out there. I'm not sure if it's New Year's Day for you or not yet, but have a good one anyway. And this is my second video just in this short series, part 1 and 2. I did part 1 not long ago on the benefits of quitting alcohol for good and not going back to it, no drinking whatsoever, which I've done for a little over a year now. So I did think of a really big one that's a benefit, that I forgot to mention in the first one, and it's actually been a really huge one. I did a bit of a number system the last video and said, with 1 being what I found to be the most important through to about, I think there was 6 points in all. But this one would definitely be up at around about the number 2 or 3 for sure, is that the last time I drank, and just as a part of that cycle, what would happen is every time after I was getting over the alcohol, say on the day I was hungover and a couple of days afterwards, I would have anxiety, which was actually really crippling to the point that I didn't want to go out and see anybody. Really, it hurt my confidence, I'd say, because I just felt anxious. If I'd be, say, in a queue at a shopping centre waiting to buy some groceries, I'd feel anxious. And oftentimes it would get, really bad, especially if I'd had any straight shots of alcohol the night before and I'd gotten drunk. I could just, I remember one time I was just, lying on the floor, wondering if I was going to survive. The alcohol was that bad, and it's hard to imagine it unless you've been through it, because before that I hadn't ever had alcohol so badly, and not since then, thankfully, but it was certainly related to the alcohol, and that happened on the particular day after I'd drank some straight shots of alcohol the night before and gotten very drunk. And the next day was just this shocking anxiety. And even the day after that, it wasn't as bad, but it was still very bad. I didn't want to go out, didn't want to talk to anybody. I wanted to just basically hide away. And this happened for a total of 3 days. And if anything, I still wasn't better on day 4 and 5. I was still just not back to where I would have liked to have been. So that cycle of the alcoholism was there, that I just had not fully recovered even after 5 days. So there's that real knock-on effect when it comes to drinking alcohol, that there's not just the hangover day, there's also, for me anyway, there was a couple of days of bad anxiety after that, and I just still didn't feel as alert, that kind of thing, as what I wanted to, even by day sort of 4 and 5. So for me it was taking realistically a full week, and in those days, the training, say I wanted to go and have a workout at the gym or just play some basketball, something like that, to just be physically active in some way, I wouldn't be doing that, say, the first 3 days due to this crippling anxiety. So that's, you could say, 3 days, not totally lost. I mean, I'm still living life in some way, in some fashion over those 3 days, but much less than I could have done without alcohol. So it's been a wonderful benefit not having that crippling anxiety. It was really hard to handle, actually. And I'm so thankful I don't have that now. And that happened, it didn't take very long for that to fade. Basically after I got over the initial withdrawal symptoms of not having alcohol at all, that didn't last that long, probably about maybe a couple of weeks. And things rapidly improved from that point. I'm just thinking back now, it was a long time ago since I've drank, but over a year. But I remember there was that time of just getting over the withdrawal symptoms, which weren't too bad for me, thankfully. But but from there it was just not having that anxiety, just being able to wake up on a Sunday morning. Say if I'd drink on the Saturday night, Sunday would be a real write-off for me in the past if I'd had a drinking session. And I just being able to wake up that Sunday morning and just be really ready to face the day. has just been such a blessing. It's something I'm really thankful for now. So that's a real big benefit. Not the crippling anxiety I once had. So I'm thankful for that, really thankful. And yeah, highly recommend, having a break from alcohol. If you've ever had anxiety, alcohol really does heighten it. Like for now, for instance, I'll drink coffee, and I know that I can get a little bit of anxiety these days at certain times, like if I get overtired and I've had coffee, that kind of thing. Caffeine has that effect that it can give you a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of tension like that, but I just haven't found it to be anything compared to alcohol. Drinking, I like to drink coffee. Like I drink a couple of cups of coffee a day, you could say. And yeah, that's been very manageable for me. Like I'm still able to go out and do my job and do the things that I need to do and still have a good level of motivation. Like I think, yes, it would be better just to quit caffeine entirely. That's one that I have thought of, and I feel like I'm working towards that. But I've been able to function quite well having some caffeine through my day. Like as I said, about 2 cups of coffee, 2 to 3. But with the alcohol, it was an entirely different story. I'd really just be at a very low level of functionality, especially the next day, but the next couple of days after that. So out to 3 days especially was pretty bad, how I'd function just in everyday tasks. Like if I had to go to work, I'd make sure that I wasn't ever hungover for a work day, because what had happened is if I ended up being hungover on a work day, say for whatever reason I'd drink on a Sunday night, I had work the next day, I just would not go. Like I could not hack work on a day where I was hungover. I just could not do it. Like I've heard of people that can, like they'll make themselves, push through even if they've drank a lot of alcohol the night before. But yeah, for me it was just, my anxiety was just too high to do that. Like I'd literally need a full day off work. Like say if I'd had a drinking session on the Sunday night and then on the Monday I'd miss a full day of work and just basically lay really low on that Monday and get along on Tuesday and actually still not feel great, not feel the way I wanted to feel. So yeah, that's a really big one, that just far less anxiety than what I had, due to alcohol, and stopping that has just lessened the alcohol massively, really massively. Another one that came to mind is that something that I think, just without, for want of a better term maybe, I'd say it's like a situational awareness kind of thing, but I'd say state awareness. And what I mean by that is awareness of sort of the basic state I'm in. Like now I can just so much more easily tell, okay, I'm tired. I need some sleep. I need some rest. Okay, I'm hungry. I specifically need food. I'm a bit grumpy. Is that related to tiredness? Like I can just very quickly discern, much more easily, the state I'm in, and specific reasons in why I'll be feeling like that. And very often it's tiredness. It's a lack of sleep. I find for me, can be one where that can sort of make me feel a bit low at certain times in my life. In more recent days, not every day, but yeah, tiredness can be one. Whereas when I was drinking alcohol regularly, it would be the after effects of that alcohol that would be related to everything I was feeling. If I was tired, it would just exacerbate that, it'd increase that. If I was grumpy, it would increase that, or could be causing that type of thing. So alcohol just really amplified all the, what I'd call negative states that one can have in life, like tiredness, anger, depression, and just not proper depression that people talk about. I'm not saying that, but just feeling a bit low. Alcohol, just felt like it would sort of tend by those sorts of feelings and emotions that we can have as people, and especially the negative ones. like the good emotions actually that I'd feel now. Say if I can go out and have a good workout and go for a run and actually feel very good after that and feel good during that, they'd be substantially lessened if I was even sort of 3 days after a drinking session. I just would not get, I guess, the emotional benefit of those things. Like the physical benefits might have still been there, but I just didn't feel them the way I would feel them and know that they're there now. Sort of, being sober the way I am now. So that's one thing as well. Yeah, I think I touched on it last time, but I'll go back to it. Last video, I touched on it, but it's just a massive, massive difference doing the things that I enjoy now. I'm really enjoying them. I feel like I'm 100% there. I'm fully present in that moment. Whereas if it had even been, say, 3 days after a drinking session of alcohol, I'd just feel not fully present even, and just not entirely of my right mind yet at that point as much as I'd like to be. So yeah, that's one that I really did notice a lot, is that not having the alcohol was just allows me to be fully present in each moment that I'm engaging in life. Like for instance, I can be tired now, say just on any given moment, but I still feel fully present there in that moment, and I'll be aware that I'm tired and be aware that it's better not to be. But things like tiredness are just so much more manageable for me now. Like I can literally go and have some food and have a sugary drink, a fruit juice or something like that, and literally feel just pepped up immediately. Whereas if I was hungover or even a couple of days past the hangover, it just wouldn't work for me. I could have a sugary drink and it just wouldn't totally, or wouldn't get anywhere near alleviating the tiredness, let alone the hangover. So yeah, just I feel like those moments in life, just everyday moments, and also doing things that aren't so pleasant, like I just say it's something at work that I'm not wanting to do so much. Those moments as well are so much better without the lingering sort of alcoholic haze, I'd call it, that comes even out to a few days after a drinking session. That's just not there anymore. So even more difficult tasks, I find myself much more able to mentally engage with those tasks than what I would if I was coming off an alcoholic drinking session. So yeah, there are a couple of the things that I really remembered, and I do want to touch on one that I'd say was a drawback for me for a little while, and what I mean, I'll explain what I mean, is that for quite a few months, I'd say, it took me a few months to fully get past this, but I didn't feel socially as comfortable for, I'd say, a few months after stopping drinking alcohol, because I was that used to getting down some alcoholic beverages as soon as I'd show up at a place, whether it was a restaurant, whether it was a family engagement, whether it was a person's house, whether it was out in a public place, say a cafe, a restaurant, that type of thing. I was just that quick getting into the alcohol, and then really relying on that alcohol to be a bit of a social lubricant for me. So it took me a few months to actually get, I guess, very confident socially again, because I knew that that's a place where I should be. I should be confident socially. I should be able to express myself, that sort of thing, that way of thinking. It took me a few months to get to that, and I'd say that was all related. Actually, I put it all as being down to the alcohol use. That I wasn't socially confident. I was just deliberately relying on alcohol. My body had become very used to having alcohol when I'd be out socially, and it took me a long time to get socially adjusted again. I'd call it that, yeah, without alcohol. So that is one thing that felt like a bit of a drawback. I'd say a few months, like realistically probably 3 months after my last drink, that I took my last alcoholic drink. And Yeah, I'm in no way using that as any form of discouragement. Like, all of the benefits that come from quitting alcohol far outweigh any sort of social things like that. And the good news is that, well, the way it worked for me is approximately 3 months after that, I felt like I wasn't looking for alcohol at all anymore, and I felt completely able to express myself verbally in any social situation that I was in. Not saying I'd always get things perfect or right, but I just felt much, much more confident being able to express myself without alcohol than even I did when I'd have alcohol. I just felt like after 3 months of having no alcohol at all, I really felt like I could express myself very clearly and say exactly what I wanted to say. After about 3 months. So it becomes a great benefit once you get past that. For me, it was approximately 3 months away from alcohol. After that, I believe you'll be who you really should be socially, rather than the person that you were on alcohol. So yeah, and I shared this, I think, last video. Yeah, I give God all the glory for me quitting alcohol. Glory to God, glory to the Lord Jesus Christ. He was the one that gave me the strength to actually stop alcohol in the first place. It's been a long journey for me when it comes to alcohol. It's been something that I've enjoyed over the years. I've enjoyed having a drink when I'm out socially and that kind of thing, and now I enjoy, I'd say, not having a drink while I'm out socially, just being of my right mind when I'm in situations where I'm to speak in front of people and to listen to people and taking their conversation, taking what they're saying. Another great benefit has been, I believe, my social understanding has increased a lot, seeing as I'm not drinking alcohol now. And what I mean is that I believe I'm a better listener when it comes to taking in what people are saying. When I would drink alcohol in a social setting, I think that I was always very quick to try and find something to say myself rather than really take in what people were saying. I just felt like I had all these things to say when I was drinking alcohol, and I wasn't really wanting to listen to what others said. But I find that now, whilst still learning in this area in my life, I can still improve in this area, but I feel like I'm a much better listener when it comes to hearing what other people can say. Like, I can still be a bit exuberant in conversation, and occasionally I'll cut someone off in conversation. I'm working on that one, but overall I think a much better listener than what I was when I was drinking alcohol regularly. Yeah, I'm now able to listen to people, even if they have sort of 10 minutes worth of things they'd like to tell me, like whether they're excited about something or they'd like me to respond specifically to something that's been going on in their life. I feel like I'm far better equipped for that now, that I'm not drinking alcohol, and especially over a year into that journey now. Yeah, I feel very comfortable listening to people talk for say 10 minutes and me not saying anything. And not that happens every day, but if it's going to happen on a given day, I feel very ready for that. So yeah, glory to God this day. I hope everybody is doing fantastically well. And yeah, and if any of you can remember having, say, bad anxiety when you did have drinking sessions, or after drinking sessions, or before, feel free to comment on that in the comments. Leave a comment regarding that, about how your journey has gone. If you have given up alcohol or you are looking to do that, please leave a comment and let me know how you're going with that, how life is for you, and what you're thinking of. And if you want any information, like in the comment section, like I'll definitely get back to any comment that is left, and give any advice if there's any advice that I can give as well. But God bless each and every one of you. I hope you have a fantastic day, New Year's Day here, so I'm thankful for that. And all of you, wherever you are, have a wonderful day, and God bless you all.